You need to get the caravan onto the pitch, obviously with your reversing skills, obviously get it onto the pitch. Have a look, before you disconnect the car, have a look, see how level it is side to side. Okay, most pitches, especially the hard standing pitches, tend to be level, pretty level side to side, unless you're on quite a slopey type site. Obviously grass pitches can be slightly uneven. The reason why we're looking at that is because we need to make sure this caravan is level side to side to start with. So the only way you can do that, if it is leaning to one way or the other, because of the ground, is lifting it up onto blocks on either wheel that obviously is lower.
Yeah.
What you can purchase is plastic ramps, so it's easy, you just drive it up the ramp, get it level that way. Okay? If you don't need to, obviously, all you need to do is when you get onto the pitch is handbrake on, disconnect the cable, the breakaway cable, get that off, drive the car out the way. So as long as it's level side to side, all you need to do is level it front to back then. So all you use is a jockey ring. You just wind that up or down, get the nose level. I'm just trying to think now.
Is there any bubble levels in there?
Just trying to think. Someone mentioned it the other day. I can't really. It's difficult to see if it is on there. You can purchase these ones, the pence, little plastic one. You can see it's level. Put it on a flat surface. I tend to just put it through the door when I'm doing it. But obviously using the split level obviously gets you pretty accurate then.
Yeah.
Okay. Reasons why we do level it. One, drainage. So if you imagine the sink's leaning that way, your puddle's on this end.
Yeah.
It's just going to sit in the sink.
Yeah, we had that problem.
Yeah. So that and also the fridge. The fridge does not like to operate when it's on an angle.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So once you've done that, then you can start winding the legs down in each corner. You have got a winder handle, which is actually under the bed at the moment. A drill. If you've got a cordless drill at home, DIY drill. Something like this at home will be quite useful. Not useful when there's a tractor driving past making a load of noise. Right, you can get this type of fitting. This will wind the leg down a hell of a lot quicker if you do it by hand. So all you do is put it there. Get down to the floor, so it's just about touching. Okay, do the same with all the 4 legs. So there's one either side, the other 2 at the back. What I tend to do is just do that. If you still see a bit of movement there, obviously it's not wound down enough. Okay, so just tweak it a little bit more on each one, and that'll make it solid then. Okay, they're not there to lift the van. They're not a jacking system. They're just there to steady the van when you get in and it's not bouncing around. Before you get in, get at least one leg at the back down, because if you start walking around the back end of the van could end up being seesaw. Alright? I'm just going to put this back up because I don't tend to leave these down when I'm demonstrating. Just in case I forget to put them back up again. Right, so it's just rest on the jockey wheel at the moment. So once you've done all the legs, then you can start connecting your services. So if you can see at the moment I've got my gas attached. So you will have a pigtail similar to that. It's coming in with the starter pack for the shop in a minute. Your gas, this pipe will always say connected to the regulator which is there. If you ever operated gas before, your regulator that you might have found was actually on the gas bottle itself. On caravans and leisure vehicles, wherever now, the regulator is actually attached to the caravan.
Okay.
All right. What you can use propane or butane. So here it comes now. All right. So you can use propane, which is the red gas, which is usable all year round, or you can use the butane, which is the blue gas, which is more just the summertime. Okay. Because it doesn't gas off.
I'll just bring the gas down.
You just bring the gas down.
The car's on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Are they the same price, butane, propane?
No, propane probably a little bit more expensive,
Okay.
but you can use that all year round.
Yeah.
Propane will gas off down to say minus 40 degrees, I reckon. Not that you really want to be in a caravan in minus 40 degrees conditions.
Yeah.
But the gas will operate still at that. With the butane, the likelihood it's starting to struggle when it gets down to 4 degrees.
Oh, okay.
So it starts to struggle to gas off, and you may not gas because it's a liquefied gas. So it needs to gas off for it to operate the appliances.
Yeah.
If it's not gassing off, it's not going to be coming through. You won't be able to use it in the colder months. Okay.
Okay.
What you have got is a connection here. On mine is a hand tight. Oh, it is hand tight on here as well. That connection there, which attaches to your bottle, out the package, is a left hand. It's an opposite thread.
Okay.
Okay. So when you connect it to the bottle, if you ever heard of the saying righty tighty,
Yeah, I know it's the opposite.
It's opposite. So it's righty loosey, lefty tighty. If you remember that.
there's an awning to pick up on your way out.
All right.
Okay?
Thanks.
Want to take this back with you? Oh. Yeah, it might be taken out anyway. Okay, so when you're operating your gas, also when you're travelling, gas should always be switched off. Obviously when you get to site, you can then turn the gas on by turning the tap
Yeah.
on the top of the gas cylinder. Okay, so other things you may have stored in there, obviously, so when you open that up, first thing you may do is switch the gas on, ready to be used inside. Then you come down the side, you'll be wanting to connect all the other surfaces down, so you see you've got your Akrol there, this is my Akrol. So off you go fill that up, obviously bring it back. You've got your pipe, so this is drawing water from your Akrol,
Yeah.
obviously into your van, into your water system. You can see that there, it's got a natural tendency to want to bend up
Bend
like that.
up, yeah.
Okay, just straighten it out before you put it in the Akrol, otherwise it might bend up and just draw air out the top of the Akrol instead of drawing the water out of it.
Okay.
And all you do is click it in, to get it out, just pull back on the trigger,
Yeah.
it pulls it out. Okay, so that's ready for putting water into your van. Right, I've got your battery, your actual batteries there. I've got my battery connected. Normally that will be sitting inside your battery locker.
Okay.
The van works on 12-volt systems.
Yeah.
So even though we've got electric connecting, it's still working on 12-volt systems, but the electric is boosting that or boosting it through a charger.
Oh, so all of the sockets are 12 volt?
No, you have got 240 sockets,
Yeah.
but there's things in the appliances and in the background lighting is 12
Oh,
volts.
okay. I got
You won't be getting any. Difficult to see. I can't see from here. So you've got the 240 sockets, the same as your house.
Yeah.
There's no 12 volts going to be coming out of that if you aren't connected to electric.
Yeah.
The only 12 volt socket you probably have got is the one that's next to your TV point.
Okay.
So if you had a TV that's just 12 volt, you can plug into that. Okay, to connect your electric. So your cable will be inside. All you do is just lift that open there.
Yeah.
Slot it onto there. Always connect your caravan first.
Yeah.
Then unravel the cable and connect to your bollard. If you connect to your bollard first, you've then got a live cable. You're walking across wet grass. What are we doing now? Okay, so connect your caravan first, then your bollard. Then what you will do, slide this cable into that position there,
Yeah.
and you can lock the door.
Okay.
Right. But we obviously leave that open for. I'm going to be putting your battery in afterwards. Okay. Next thing you come along, just underneath here, is your waste outlet. So that is for your sinks and your shower. Okay.
Yeah.
You've got a couple of pipes there you should have, which will push into there. Then you've got the waste master, which is similar to the Akrol, but it's a slightly different shape. It sits alongside that collects the water from your sinks. Okay. So what you will find, if you've already used your Akrol, you've emptied your Akrol, you need to go and fill that back up. The likelihood is the water's gone through the system and come back out there.
Yeah.
So if that's empty, likelihood that is full. So you
Okay.
just check that because you probably need to go and empty that at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. What we've got here, this is your toilet end of your van. So what we've got there is the waste cassette.
Yeah.
So that's where all the nasty stuff goes. This reservoir up here, that's your flush tank.
Okay.
Okay, so you need to top that up with water and a small amount of chemical, which is the pink. What that will do is it's there to flush the toilet. The pink
Okay.
chemical there is just to make it smell
Smell
nicer,
nice, yeah.
and obviously cleans the bowl as well. Your waste tank, so to release that, just pull up on that orange lever there, slide it out. I've got a handle and wheels obviously for easier carting, have to go and empty it. But before you use it, you've got this little cup, which is a measuring cup. We put a blue chemical in there, tip that in, and with about a pint of water, then that is there ready to use. So that's there ready to start breaking the nasty stuff down as it
Okay.
obviously collects in there. To empty it, it comes out that same
Yeah.
hole. You've got an air bleed button there, so that allows
Yeah.
it to flow out easier.
Yeah.
You can clean it by, I just tend to put water back in there and slosh it around and
Yeah. Tip
empty
it out,
it out. You can get these chemicals, tank cleaners and all sorts of stuff. Also you can access it through there. Okay? What I would be cautious about, I don't know if you can see down there, there's a little white float. Oop.
Yeah.
See that there?
Yeah.
Right, if you're cleaning it and if you also clean it, thrash it around trying to clean it, that float comes off, that disappears down the emptying hole where you go and empty this. You're not going to be sticking around down there to fish that back out again. You probably won't be able to see it anyway. Same with this. Don't put that. I don't know if you've ever seen a chemical emptying point. Sometimes they can be inside or outside, but normally it's a big white funnel
Yeah, I've seen
with
it.
a brick wall around it.
Yeah.
Don't put that on the brick wall.
Yeah.
You go and knock that down that hole.
Yeah, you're not going to want to
sticking your
go. Yeah.
hand down there to fish that out. You probably just block the sewer system.
Yeah.
up. Okay. So make sure you are emptying this down a proper point. It's
Yeah.
not just down the drain.
Yeah.
As I say, there's a chemical in there. Okay. To slot it back in, just slides in.
Yeah.
Okay. If when you're trying to get it out, it's like stuck. The reason probably for that is the wastegate, which is on the toilet, has been left obviously not closed. Okay. So just push the cassette back in, walk in. Just make sure that is closed. I'll show you after, and it should slide out easy.
Okay.
Okay. One thing you won't be doing, obviously, when you first get to site, but this is definitely for winter, is draining down. So any water in your systems needs to be drained down for winter. Okay. This flush tank, you can flush it using the flush button, which will flush it into the waste tank. You can drain the last little bit out through that. Okay. So that's for winter. Just make sure you are doing that. The reason why we flush it, or one reason for flushing it into the tank, is flushing the water out of the pump. So any water that may have been kept in that pump, it freezes, obviously it can damage
Yeah.
it. Alright?
Yeah.
Happy with that?
So you just keep flushing.
Yeah, just
basically.
keep flushing until nothing's coming
Nothing's
out.
coming out.
And then just drain, there will be still a bit in it, so you just pull that little plug
okay.
out and it'll drain the last little.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, walk around the back now, just be careful on the cable and the gas hose. You can see we've got bike rack fixings ready to receive a bike rack, so if you decide you want to take bikes with you, you can obviously purchase a bike rack which will fit to these.
Yeah.
Okay, down here you can see the rear legs, that's the winder point for the rear legs.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got one either side. As I said, get at least one down before you jump in. Okay. Okay, coming down this side, this is something I tend to do each time before I go away. So before I start out from home, is check the wheel nuts. It's really important that you do check them regularly. I've got my torque spanner here ready, so I'm going to check them before you leave. If you've got a torque spanner, the setting is on your plate here, so it says 130 Newton meters. So if you have a torque spanner, set it to that.
Okay.
And just check that regularly. Okay, tyre pressure also on that plate. Obviously that's also important.
Okay.
Alright. What you've also got down the side, 240 outlet. So
Yeah.
also I heard you getting an awning, so you can plug electric into your awning if you want to. Gas barbecue point. Obviously you don't want that in the awning. Okay. So if you have gas barbecue, you've got a pipe, obviously you can draw gas from the actual gas on board.
Yeah.
Obviously make sure that's outside the awning and not in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Compressor just starts up, just at a convenient time. Right. What you've got in here, you can see that box there, that's your alarm box. Okay, which is operated via a fob. That will also operate if you subscribe to the tracker. That when you activate the alarm, it also activates your tracker. So if someone's moving your caravan without your knowledge, tracker will let you know that it's on the move. Okay. This alarm box, it does run 12 volts from the leisure battery, and also it's got its own internal battery. So say either your leisure battery's died or someone's disconnected it, you've still got the battery inside that, which will work at least on standby for at least
Is the
3
tracker
months.
in there as well, is it? Or the tracker's somewhere in the van?
Yeah, the tracker's somewhere in the van. It's not in there.
Yeah,
It's somewhere
okay.
sighted in the
Makes
van
sense.
somewhere. Yeah. So obviously they wouldn't make it that obvious.
No,
it's gonna
no.
be in that. It's in the bodywork somewhere. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly where it is.
I'm not bothered anyway. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure it's not there.
Yeah, no. All the Swift vans now come with a tracker fitted already.
Yeah,
So
but you
you-
have to
Connected
subscribe.
To your phone or something.
Sorry?
It's connected to your phone or something.
Well, no, they will let you know. So it's obviously monitored.
Yeah.
So if it moves, obviously you've got to subscribe to it first. But as long as when it starts moving, they will contact you either via phone or whatever it is.
Oh, I see.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, the caravan won't ring you to say it's moving. It's
No.
it's a tracker company that will tell you
Yeah.
it's on the way. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Keys. So one key does all. So all locks are on one key. So you got one and a spare. Alarm fob, as I said. So top button, torch. Second button down, that's to set your alarm. One beep on. Press it again. 2 beeps off. Okay, as I said, that will set your tracker also. Also, you can see the awning light. You can set that,
Yeah.
switch that on and off remotely from that as well.
Okay.
Okay, and then also you've got a program button, that's program for the alarm. Okay. Right, if you'd like to go inside, I'm going to show you the other exciting bits that are in here. Triple ways to go in here. Looking at the camera. Right, so first things we do when we normally get into your van is you're looking at setting your water system up. Alright?
Yeah.
So, as you can see, I've set the water system up and it had a bit of air in it and it was spluttering a little bit. So, right, so control panel, you just see that, I'll just put my hand across it, it just actually just lit up. that is your master switch for your 12 volt systems. So as I said, your caravan runs on 12 volts. Okay, so you need to switch that on. When you come to use it, you need to switch that on.
Yeah.
That's your water pump switch. Don't switch that on straight away. I'll tell you in a minute. That's your master light switch for your main lights, master light switch for your dimmable lights, and your awning light. So awning light's got variants of different switches to switch the awning light on. Don't ask me why it needs so many, but that's what it comes with. So we switch the 12 volts on. Don't switch your water pump on straight away. Okay, so the first things we need to do before we do switch the water pump on, one is check all the taps are shut. Okay, because if you left all them taps open at some stage to drain it, you come along and just switch the water pump on, you could have water everywhere. Right, we just need to go look under here. So the drain down valve for your water system and your boiler. You see that yellow lever down there? You can see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your drain down. Okay, so in the position it's in at the moment, that's closed. That stops the water drain down onto the ground underneath the caravan. So if it's in the upright position, so it's all you do is like a hinge, you just tip it up like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that will drain the water down onto the ground underneath. So you need to make sure it's in that position before you start trying to get water in.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. As I said, check all the taps, make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
They're all closed. Then you can switch the water pump on. So then what you're trying to do is prime the system. So if you've drained it down previously, there's going to be air in it.
Yeah.
So I have done partly some priming because I've ended up with a bit of spluttering going on. So first I always start on the cold side. So that's the closest direct to the Acrol out there. So open it up. The water system operates on a pressurised system. So as soon as you open that, the pressure drops. The pump will recognise that and the pump will switch on. So after a period of time, when you shut it, pressure builds back up again, it'll shut the pump off. Okay, so what you'll get is a lot of air spluttering out of that. Once you've got a solid stream of water like that, then you know you've got the air out of that cold side tap. And the pump will keep going, obviously there's still air in the system. Right, the next thing we need to do is the hot side. The hot side, when you're doing that, is also filling your hot water tank. Okay, so when I open that, it's going to take a couple of minutes. So if you imagine that container down there, which is the hot water tank, is 10 litres. 10 litres of air, if you've drained it previously, has got to come out through that tap. Okay, so that's why it's going to take that little bit longer. And if it's spluttering a lot of air coming out and it just doesn't seem to be any water coming, shut the tap, hear the pump now, it's building the pressure up. Let it build the pressure up, then release the tap gradually, because otherwise it'll end up like what I've done, spluttering out.
Yeah.
Right, you see that there, spluttering a little bit. So that's what it does. It's still got a bit of air in it. Then once you've got a solid stream like that, then you know you've got a hot water tank full. If you can see a little bit of steam coming off that,
Yeah.
it's not instant heat. Obviously I've had the heating up and running. Okay? So what you need to do is make sure you do it with all the other two taps as well. So get the air out. Otherwise that pump continues as it is now, if you haven't got all the air out.
Okay.
Alright? Happy with that bit?
Yeah.
Good. So the next thing we go to is the heating control panel.
Okay.
So the heating system itself is sitting in that corner there. It's one unit, so it's got a 10 litre container for the hot water, and it also heats the circulation fluid, which is the glycol mix, which is circulating around your van. Okay, it's all controlled from this one control panel here. On-off button is that one there. Okay, you see a green light inside of it, that's say the system's okay and running okay. If you see a little red light in there, that means the system's obviously there's an issue or problem. One of the main ones, or likely one you're going to see, is gas failure. So if that goes red and you see gas failure written on there, and a couple of yellow triangles, the reason for that is normally that you haven't turned your gas on.
Okay.
So there's no gas there available for it to use, or you've run out of gas. Okay. Shown on the screen now, so if you see that there, that's your room temperature. This little plug here has to say you've got electric available. So on your consumer unit, if you just have a look under this bunk here, on your consumer unit, there's a nice orange button. Or a nice,
Yeah.
Okay, it says heating and hot water. If I switch that off, have a look up there, little plug disappears. You're not going to be operating on electric, so there'll be no electric for the boiler. Okay. Or if that is switched on and it's still not lit, it's either the trip's gone, you haven't plugged electric in, or the trip on the bollard, which is on site, is obviously not plugged in, or that's tripped as well.
So that's 240 volts. That.
Yeah, so that's 240 volts, yeah.
Okay.
So as long as you've got a little plug on that screen there,
Yeah.
that means you've got electric to it.
Yeah.
If it isn't, either you haven't switched it on there, or there's a trip, or you haven't plugged electric in. Okay?
Yeah.
So coming back up to here now, so further menu, so we click on the menu button. So here we can change the setting for the thermostat. So you can change that as high as 30 degrees, or as low as 5 degrees. Okay, so I've set it to 25 degrees at the moment. We're more or less on 25 degrees in the room. That little icon that's just come up on the top left hand corner now, that is to say we've got heating circulating around this van. Okay, so that's the heating on. I'll just drop it down a couple of degrees, it should switch off. There we go. So obviously once it reaches temperature, it will switch the circulation pump off. So thermostatically controlled, it will switch it off.
Okay.
All right. So depending on how comfortable you are, what temperature you want to set. Obviously, once it naturally drops to that temperature, you can see the heating come on, and when it reaches that temperature, obviously heating goes off. Okay.
Okay.
Can you use does the heating work if you're just like on 12 volts?
No.
It doesn't.
No. The heating will work on either 240 or gas.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're not connected to electric, you need to run it on gas.
And do you have to change that somewhere?
No, you have to select it on here.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I'll just show you this bit first. Water heating. So that's water heating off. Press the plus button. Half a triangle coloured in, and the button goes green. That's your normal running for your water heating, that was how warm it was just coming out that tap then. If I want to, I can boost it. So the boost function is there if you want that extra hot water, so you want to use a shower on board. It's like immersion heater. If you had immersion heater at home, you need to warm the water up before you use it. Yeah. Otherwise, it'll just be cold. So if you want to, you can boost it. So that will concentrate all the heating on the hot water tank for a period of 30 minutes. What it will also do, if you've got the heating running, that will shut down that circulation pump.
Yeah.
Okay, for that period of time. What you can do is either allow it to run the full 30 minutes and it will switch itself back to normal running, or, as I just done there, switch it back manually.
Yeah.
Okay, if the temperatures on the heating is within range, obviously allow the heating to come back on then.
Yeah.
Okay, these two down here, so that's all the energy off, so there's no actually energy operated at the moment. You can operate on electrics, which is 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts, or you can run on gas, or you can run on a selection of both. Okay. Right, so if you obviously got no electric, you can't run on electric, so it has to be gas. So you just select gas, not electric.
Why can you select 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts?
Well, that's just how much energy. One, bollards on sites can vary on how much amperage they've got.
Yeah.
So if you say you had it flat out at 3 kilowatts and you had other things operating on electric, that can trip their bollard. So if you overpowered it, so you might reduce it down to, say, 1 or 2 kilowatts. The only issue with that is 1 or 2 kilowatts is not a huge amount of energy. In summer, 2 kilowatts is probably efficient enough to give you hot water and a bit of room warmth.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you compare that to, so say in the winter, 2 kilowatts is not going to be a huge amount of energy. You compare that to home. You've got a kettle at home, 2 kilowatts of kettle. It's heating up 2 litres of water.
Yeah.
It's not heating the kitchen.
No.
So that boiler down that corner there, 2 kilowatts on there, you might struggle in the colder months to get the room warmth that you want and 10 litres of hot water. So you may want to option of either higher, 3 kilowatts, or a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Okay, so say you select both, so you've got electric and gas now. One, it'll start out and it'll be a quicker warm up, because obviously it's not a blown air, it's a radiated heat, so it'll take a little bit longer. But with the gas involved as well, obviously there's a lot more energy to a quicker warm up. What it will do is use both energies from cold, gets up to temperature, then it'll shut the gas off. It's prioritised to electric, so the gas will shut down. Once you've reached temperature, it'll tick over on electric. Unless someone like myself leaves the door wide open, temperature drops, gas will kick back in. So it only uses the gas when it needs it, as long as you select the two.
Okay.
Okay, so that's more the winter setting.
Yeah.
But it all depends. Have a play with it. 2 or 3 kilowatts may be warm enough for you overnight.
Yeah.
But if it temperature really drops into the low or minuses, you might feel a difference. You might want to operate on a selection of both.
Okay.
All right. So that's your basics then. So if you look at that, that's your screen. That's showing your temperature. So that's the room temperature as is now. plug is to indicate you've got electric available. Circulation pump,
Yeah.
that will indicate there when it's actually operating. And all you do, if you want to set the temperature higher or lower,
Yeah.
you can do that via that. Water heating, normal running, boost,
Yeah.
and electric energy or gas.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
happy with that bit?
Yeah.
That's your basics. Hopefully not too much information as yet.
It's quite a lot.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot more actually involved in these two control panels
Yeah.
as well, which obviously that can just fry your brain if. But there is obviously there's videos. There are that handbook there, which obviously makes everything that makes it obviously as clear as mud.
Yeah.
But obviously all that is in there.
Yeah.
There is a good video from Aldi themselves. So Aldi, the manufacturer of the heating system. There's a video on YouTube which is round about, I think, 5 or 7 minutes long, which is not a technical video. It's an easy how to use video, which I learned from, which is really good.
Okay.
Okay.
Apparently it's connected to Bluetooth as well. Isn't
Yeah, well, with the command system, that you can talk to the command system via Bluetooth
Yeah.
or over a phone signal, which then that can actually control that. The Aldi system, you can, if you wanted to, get another box with a SIM card, you can talk to that individually with that as well.
Mm.
But that would be over an internet signal as well,
Yeah.
or phone signal. All right. Have you got the app on your phone for the command system? No?
Not yet.
Not
No.
yet.
No. So if you've got the app on there, you can talk to it via Bluetooth, obviously by sitting in it or around it.
Yeah.
Which is there's also different things you can do. So you can there is a booklet in there as well. You can switch the power on and off remotely. You can switch the heating on. You can control the heating via timers. You can locate your van if you've forgotten where you've put it. You can control it, as I said, remotely. So as long as your caravan has got a signal where it's sitting, and you've got a signal where you are, so you could be on top of the Wrekin over there, your van's
Yeah.
down here. You could actually switch the lights on and off. You can dim them up and down.
Yeah.
Do all sorts of things with the app.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Do that. Right. We'll just go back to this consumer unit. Show you the other things on there as well. So we talked about the heating and hot water one. Charger button. So this unit here is your charger. As long as you've got 240 electric connected to the outside, that switched on, that will charge your battery.
Okay.
Okay. Reverse polarity. That's just an indicator light. So if you go on the continent, they wire things slightly different than what we do. Okay. If you connect your electrics to their bollards, come and have a look. If it is lit, it is reversed. You need an adapter to operate off their electrics.
Okay.
Okay. 240 trips. So similar to your domestic.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they're tripping, there's obviously a reason for them tripping.
Yeah.
If the bollard, which is on site, is tripping, that might still be a fault. But likelihood is you are overdrawing the power. You've just switched a load of electrical stuff on that's just too much for it to cope with, and it'll just trip. Okay. 12-volt fuses. If you can see in the far end there, it's got a nice green light. That's your charger fuse. You can see that. So when that's lit,
Oh, yeah.
that's your charger fuse. So obviously that's not lit. Then either you haven't switched it on, or that fuse is gone. Alongside all these others, there's LEDs. So if they light up, that means that one of these fuses has gone. So
Okay.
it will be alongside the fuse that's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. System shutdown switch. What that will do is switch down all the 12-volt systems when you're in storage. So if you've got it in storage, if you've got it at home, obviously you could plug it in and charge it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If you're in storage, obviously that battery is obviously important.
Yeah.
You need to keep it in good condition. What you can do is, when you're in storage, switch that off, and that will stop the battery bleeding down. You have got a solar panel on the roof, which will still put power to
Yeah.
that battery. Okay. When you come to use it again, make sure you switch it back on there, because switching the control panel will not work until you switch it on there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Good. Right. Oh God, it's been a long day. Right. So next thing is your fridge. You can see that the handle
Oops, sorry.
hinges from this position here.
Yeah.
So I tend to put my thumb there just to easier to open. Right. To switch it on is this button here. You just press and hold. That switches it on or off.
Yeah.
It's on gas at the moment. If I want to, I can select electric. Okay. If I want to light the gas, just select gas. And that will automatically light. If it fails, it will let you know. Okay. You see there's a sticker here.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now, I'm going to now put it on 12 volts. That 12 volts, this is just to show you failure. So on the 12 volts, that's coming from the car when you're travelling. So as long as you've got that wiring
It'll keep it. Yeah.
yeah, so that will maintain the temperature in the fridge. It
Yeah.
won't cool the fridge down. So you need to cool it before you travel. So if you're in storage, obviously it's a bit difficult to connect any power to it. If you've got it at home, you can connect electric to it.
Yeah.
You can cool it down overnight before you travel.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just before you start off, you don't need to switch that control panel on there.